Now, I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but I tend to have a tendency to say, well, I tend to agree with goblins. So the only good goblins are the ones who never come out of their stinking holes. Like, I despise goblins, both in real life and in fiction. They are annoying buggers. And, yeah, like, they are the most annoying, vapid. They're an annoying species, let's put it at that. However, for this game, I have to make an exception. Why an exception? Well, for one, this is probably the first time I've seen a goblin in a game where they are, well, either A, not rapists, B, not little bitches, or C, minor antagonists that are easily swatted away. And you actually play as one. Now, I know little about goblins. I know very little. Like, even the lore of the goblins in actual mythology, I know very little. But in fantasy, they occasionally come up. I've never paid them attention. Like, the only time I ever paid attention to a goblin was a Goblin Slayer, and that was because of Goblin Slayer's eternal quest to eradicate them, to commit genocide on them. Which is actually kind of funny because his war on them is actually kind of funny. I mean, the reason why he does it isn't funny, but yeah, it is kind of funny. But yeah, normally I would say the only good goblin is a dead goblin. For Styx, I make an exception. He is the exception. Well, him and all the goblins in the Styx games, probably, but I'm still playing the first one. And I thought I would do a video just talking about my initial thoughts on the game from what I've seen so far. Like, I haven't gotten that far in the game. And I'm still just playing it, but if I was to say anything, it would be thank you to Rageaholics, Razorfist, and Deadwood Dale. I'll be posting the links to both of their videos on it in the description. I would especially recommend checking out Deadwood Dale's video. Razorfist's video is, well, I mean, it's Razorfist. Come on, he's entertaining alone just when he breathes. So, and if you're gonna say I'm a simp for Razorfist, well, I wouldn't say I'm a simp. Fanboy maybe, or I should know, just fan. But yeah, no, yeah, I'd recommend his videos every day, all day. But anyway, but Deadwood Dale, like Razorfist, he brought Styx to my attention years ago, like a year or two ago. Deadwood Dale, he actually put in a perspective where I actually gave a shit. It's kind of like that line from Django Unchained. Gentlemen, you had my attention, but now you have my interest, or something like that. And what he say? He compared Styx to Sly Cooper, basically, and I kind of see the similarities. I mean, in Sly Cooper as Sly, the actual raccoon thief, you snuck around, stole from people, and yeah, it's kind of like a cross between Sly Cooper, and I want to say the Thief games, but I've never played a Thief game. I have got a book. I did get a book recently that was inspired by the Thief game, but that's about it, or I think it was. And yeah, it's I kind of see the similarities to the Sly Cooper game and how you are playing this non-human thing, sneak around, taking stuff, killing people. Well, that was in Sly Cooper more or less, kind of. I mean, you did kind of make them disappear into a hole in the ground if you had a certain ability. But yeah, and occasionally Styx makes these comments. Like, I haven't played the sequel yet. I want to play it now because apparently that one has comments and jokes in it, and I haven't seen that in Masters of Shadows yet. But yeah, it's fun. So far it is fun, and the fact that the journalist Jagos tried to ruin this game or fuck it up is another reason why I say game journalists should have never been taken seriously from the beginning. Like from word go, they should have been looked at with skepticism. And the second they bitched about this game is a prime example because, well, yeah, as I've learned from Kingdom Come Deliverance and Ghost of Tsushima, I know I keep bringing that up. Fuck game journalists because they have proven time and time again they are untrustworthy. And to continue with my initial thoughts of the game, I don't know where to start. I mean, I love the sneaking mechanic. I love how you can you have to hide in the shadows to stay unseen. How you can take out little torches. How you can stealthily kill people. Like you can actually kill them and they'll make a noise, or you can smother them and then beat their head into the ground. but that's about it. And there's actually some variety in the people you encounter. Like, you either have people who will attack you on sight, in which case you're fucked, or you'll have people who panic in fear, like, well, think Kibblesmith of a Stiff Breeze came into his territory. But and there's one downside to this game. Now, I've said it before in my when I was suggesting Kingdom Come Deliverance. I am more of an aggressive person in games. I prefer going in headstrong and taking out problems with a sword or a gun. I just go in, guns blazing, and have a blast. This game doesn't afford you that option. If anything, it says, fuck that noise. It forces you to be stealthy. And I'm kind of glad it does, because it kind of makes, like, this along with Kingdom Come Deliverance kind of makes me appreciate the lack of stealth games in the current climate we inhabit. Which kind of, again, makes me say fuck game journalists concerning what they said when this game came out, to where they said to the effect of, it looks like it's from a bygone era. No shit, we haven't had a good stealth game since a bygone era. Like, the last good stealth game that I know of was probably Splinter Cell. Actually, Razorfist had a good example. Double Agent. I think that was the last stealth game we had that I played. Like, The Blacklist didn't feel like a stealth game. It felt like stealth was optional instead of the main purpose of the game. And yeah, this thing's not an anachronism. Sorry, I swear to God, English is my first language. But yeah, and another thing is it kind of shows. Well, it not only highlights why stealth can be fun, but it also highlights the fun of it and why you should tolerate goblins, in my opinion. Like, Styx, as I said before, is the only exception to the all goblins must die rule. Like, if I could ever make a fantasy story, I would want a Styx-like character, but that's beside the point. To give you a description of what you do in this game, so far the premise seems to be you're trying to find this big tree, or the sap, and it's fucking with Styx's head, kind of. Like, he can hear so many thoughts that he can barely hear his own. So he's sneaking in to do something to make it stop before it gets out of hand. You are a goblin. I know a loathable race, but hey, you gotta play the hand you're dealt. You have a dagger. You can throw some sand with some spit on it. At torches, you can put the torches out. You can make clones of yourself. You have a special kind of vision in this game, I believe. Like, again, I'm just now starting the game. These are my initial thoughts. And I may have to do a follow-up video to this just to say some more. Because this looks like a fun game, and yeah, it's fun. The only downside is I'll be going to Florida later today, so I won't be able to play it for long. Unless the hotel lets me play the game there, I have no idea about that. But anyway. And those are my initial thoughts on it. Mostly is it's fun. It looks like a good game. It reminds me of some really good stealth games I used to play. Like, I didn't play a lot of stealth games growing up. Like I played Splinter Cell for a couple minutes. Like, the only Splinter Cell game I played was I played the first mission of Double Agent and then I stopped. Like, in that mission, I played Conviction, I believe. That was actually the first Splinter Cell game I actually finished and actually paid attention to. And actually, no, that's it. And I don't think Splinter Cell Conviction was a fully stealth game. Like, stealth was definitely an option, but it felt like it was more of an action game. And the only other stealth game I ever played in my life was probably Sly Cooper. Like that was my jam as a kid. Like, there were two games that I loved playing. Well, actually three. Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter was the GOAT as far as I'm concerned, and Ratchet and Clank. Sly Cooper was the only stealth one among them, and it was the shit for me. And this game kind of reminds me. The only difference is you can't make people disappear into a hole in the ground, and you can't steal money from them. which is a shame because I like stealing money. I'm not gonna lie. I love that about the game. I love just pickpocketing people in that game. Not in real life, because that would be wrong, of course. As if I need to state the obvious, but you know how YouTube can be in BitChute. Well, BitChute's BitChute. So yeah, for now, those are my main thoughts on the game. And hopefully these images kind of encourage you to look into the game. But I will be posting links to the videos again by Razorfist and Deadwood Dale, both YouTubers I recommend vociferously to check out because, well, Razorfist is entertaining and informal. Deadwood Dale is also kind of informal, but I mean, it's kind of like with me, you get an opinion basically. The only difference is he does a better job and is more articulate than me. They both are. And yeah, I just like how this puts a spin on the goblin. Like this has a similar appeal to me that Goblin Slayer did. It put a spin on goblins before that I didn't have or see before. Because before I saw either of these, well, before I saw Goblin Slayer, I didn't give a shit about goblins. I usually forgot about them. In fact, I can't remember any memory of a goblin before Goblin Slayer. Styx put me in a position where I saw the goblins as something less than a malevolent tumor to be purged from the universe. It also highlights the lack of stealth in this modern age, which is sad. Really, really sad. Like, Crom, damn it, we can't have good stealth anymore. Like, I would love a good stealth game now, because this kind of makes me wonder, like, how good would the stealth game? Because whenever I play stealth, I just love to go around, take people out, hide their bodies, and continue taking people out. That is my playthrough as a stealth guy. Like I would be an assassin basically. I would take people out one by one. That's what I did in Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's kind of what I want to do in Styx, although I doubt I'll be able to because I've died numerous times, and I'm still at the beginning stage. And yeah, it's just a shame. It's a real crying shame, like a crumb damn shame. And if you're wondering why I say Crom a lot, it's because I don't like to use God's name in vain. Also, Crom just sounds like a badass name. I wish that was God's name, kinda. Like, if God ever asked me, what would you like to call me? Crom. It sounds Nordic and badass. Just go with it. But anyway, I'm just getting sidetracked. Another thing is this kind of show made me like using daggers a lot. And it kind of penalizes you if you get caught. Like, it encourages you not to be seen or caught. Because you don't have a chance in hell of winning a fair fight. Usually, you can only parry and then take someone out, and then everyone else who sees you will then follow up by attacking you. And if you aren't a good parrier and you don't automatically get all those swings right in, you are fucked. You are boned. You are so boned a porn star would probably be jealous. With that out of the way, I think I'll call it a day on this video. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.